San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino near Highland. Vinny Wynn was arrested after San Bernardino County Sheriff deputies searched his El Monte home. The investigation into the alleged fraud began Monday, the 23rd, when B of A fraud investigators contacted the Sheriff's Department, reporting that the $46,000 plus was stolen from a customer's savings and home equity line of credit accounts. Numerous cash withdrawals were made over a 5-day period in May at the San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino using the victim's identity and stolen banking information. Inland Empire weather sunny and nice today and even nicer tomorrow. Few clouds moving in there, but tomorrow's high about 77. Today we were supposed to get up to about 72. We got up to 71. Overnight lows tonight about 38 degrees. And checking out your drive. A lot of accidents going on. Accidents and incidences, I should say. In Colton, this is brand new. 2 lanes blocking the 215 southbound right before Mount Vernon and Washington Street. And traffic is backed up from Inland Center Drive. In Eastvale, you still have that big rig fire. It has been actually cleared from the lanes, but traffic is still backed up from the 10 freeway. And then the northbound side is slow between 6th Street and Limonite. Through Lake Elsinore, 15 southbound just past Lake Street is closed. That is due to also a tanker truck fire, and traffic is stopped from Indian Truck Trail. Northbound lanes have been reopened, and the tanker was loaded with over 8,000 gallons of fuel. So not a good situation there. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind. Kcaa 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
If you're a business owner, retiree, or you are about to retire, then you can't afford to miss an episode of Safe Money Talk with Rick Lee Wag. Safe Money Talk is the show that bypasses the hype and hysteria and gives you the straight talk about threats to your life savings and how to build your fortress against threats such as higher taxes, inflation, and healthcare costs. Every Tuesday night from 6 to 7, author and financial expert Rick Lee Wag will discuss the issues that have the potential to impact your retirement and business income. Starting at 6 p.m. only on KCAA.
The views of the following show are not necessarily the views of broadcast management or its owner, Fred Lundgren. But then again, the views of broadcast management are, different. And now it's time for On the Mark Live with host Mark Westwood. Finally, a show about KCAA. Hot topics, a little locomotion, current events, news, laugh, reviews, and a little irreverence. And you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1, Mark.
And good Tuesday afternoon to you. Mark Westwood on the radio with you. Hope we are finding you in good shape and good feelings, and the holiday spirit is starting to engulf you. Yes.
We can't hear Joe.
Yeah, 30 years in radio, and he doesn't know how to turn a microphone button on.
Well,
there we go.
That's why I asked you. And what did you say?
All right.
No, the good news is by Tuesday, most of the turkey leftovers are gone. The rice soup and the turkey sandwiches for lunch.
Turkey enchiladas.
Yeah.
And we got Danny Alcaraz here. Hello, Danny. Danny's taking pictures of us here.
Okay.
And Joe Lyons with us. And we're welcoming back one of our former sales associates here who has gone on to retirement and now doing good things with Native Sons of the Golden West. Hello, Jim Smith. Welcome back to KCAA.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
It's good to have you here. It must feel a little bit familiar to you.
Yes, it's the same place.
Same place. Painted the walls a little bit. And, of course, thanks to Brandon and Di today, they started to decorate and bring out the Christmas decorations. And so we're getting into the Yule spirit here at KCAA.
Actually, they've been here all year. They never cleaned them up from last year, but it's official now.
And we're going to talk about a lot of things coming up here. And Danny Alcaraz, you can pull up a seat, too, if you want to. And you can talk with us. It's always good. Danny has the shows on and after 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoons, and he's always up to something. When you see Danny Alcaraz, you know that something's going to shake, rattle, and roll here. Hello, Danny. How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing there, Mark?
Good. Good to have you here. I don't know. We got another microphone. Di's getting it right now here. Of course, she's got it right there. We'll set it down nice and gentle there. Okay. And you never know what's going to happen at KCAA, Jim.
That's fine.
Has that ever changed since you were here?
That's local dues.
Live and local.
It's so important.
In the news, yeah. And, it is a beautiful day here in California. I love living in California. And that's what we're going to have the show about is the Native Sons of the Golden West, and there's no bigger fans of the Native Sons of the Golden West, which I'm proudly a member of as well.
Yes.
And I love you, California, in friendship.
Loyalty
and charity. That's right. Brother Smith is in the room in the house with us. So we've got this little song to get everybody in the mood. Here we're going to listen to a little bit of the song called I Love You, California. Oh, yeah.
I love your fertile valleys, your dear mountains I adore. I love your grand old ocean, and I love her rugged shore.
Okay, we'll bring that down a little bit. Die there. There's a second verse. We'll save that.
I did not know that was a real song. I've seen the TV commercial and the guy doing the old Vododeo Rudy Valley thing. But I thought they wrote that for the commercial.
No, not at all.
It's an old song.
Pipe in there, Jim.
Absolutely. It was great because now people know what the California State song is. A lot of people in the past thought it was California, Here I Come.
Right.
Yeah.
Not that. That's not the state song.
And if you go onto YouTube, there's probably about 5 different versions, including when I was just listening to a rock and roll version of it here. I almost pulled it out and played it, but I wasn't quite sure about that one yet. But meanwhile, we're going to get back to you here in just a minute. Jim, talk about a few things here. And Danny Alcaraz, what do you have on your mind?
A hat.
A hat.
I'll keep feeding him. You go ahead and use them. I'll keep feeding him.
Right. What's going on with your show? What's going on in the Danny Alcaraz world?
Oh, next week we're having a big international tamale festival at Pearsall Park. Be about 6,000 people.
Is that the same time the parade's going on?
Yep.
The Native Sons is going to be in that parade?
Absolutely.
Kcaa is going to be in that parade. Kcaa is also going to be in a couple different parades. We got a little thing going on here. Rialto, Joe is going to represent out there.
Once again, for about the 5th year in a row now, I'll be doing it's the Channel 3, if you have the local community channels. Mm-hmm. Channel 3 every year in Rialto carries the Christmas parade, and then they repeat it through most of January, too.
As announced by?
As announced once again by moi.
Joe Lyons, yes. Yep. He's going to be the parade announcer.
Oh, I didn't know they still had Channel 3. They still have it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? They do, huh?
In Rialto.
Oh, it's in Rialto now.
Yeah, this is the Rialto parade. Parade. And then there's one in Colton that the commish is going to be in, Paul Rosso, and then over here at Pearsall Park.
Yep.
December 5th from 11 to 6 p.m. is a great festival. They'll have the tamales there, I imagine. And there'll be classic cars. There'll be a snow hill, fun activities, live entertainment, YMCA Jubilee, cookies, and gifts with Santa. And the parade starts when?
The parade starts at 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm. At 10 a.m.
And we're going to have all kinds of tamales on the 12th and 13th of December.
And we're bringing in Fred Lundgren. He's going to dress up as Santa Claus.
Okay. All right.
No, not quite.
The only Santa Claus we have to give the gifts to.
Oh, I see.
Yes. I have to.
That's our station owner. We're just joking around.
I have to make a horrible confession here. One of the great things about Christmas is all of the cultures that have come together to help make the holiday what it is today. But I never knew until I got to California about the tamales. Mm-hmm. And the first time I ate the tamales, I thought, these are really hard to chew. And they said, you took the cover off, didn't you, the husk?
No. You didn't take the cover off.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
He's from Cleveland.
Yeah, we don't have tamales back there.
Hey, Danny, where were you born?
Fontana.
All right, Jim.
Yeah.
Do your thing after the show here. We have another member here, Native Sons.
Sign them up.
Yeah, we'll sign them up here.
Yeah, Fontana.
That's right. We'll sign up. It's a great organization. We're going to talk about that and
something
a lot of
else.
Other things.
Before we do, there's another event that all of Kcaa is involved in this Friday night, and actually Saturday too. But we're all going to be there Friday night. The night before Christmas, it's the Friends of Santa Claus Incorporated event, which takes place at the National Orange Show. Friday night, a cocktail reception, a dinner extravaganza, which means they break out the good silverware.
Santa Claus Lane, that's right.
Yeah, and then Saturday, tree preview and shopping, specialty boutiques and gift baskets and live auction and Macy's holiday fashion show. So it's really a Friday night, Saturday event at the Orange Pavilion at the National Art Show grounds.
Yep. Kcaa will be at table 31. We have a whole table over there.
Great.
Yep.
And supporting Santa Claus Lane. And we've been playing and airing their announcements here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we're really looking forward to it. I never turn down some good food. And they have these trees.
I don't even turn down mediocre food. Except for tamales with the husks don't come off.
Years ago, I used to bartend at the National Orange Show.
Ah.
Yeah,
Years
back
ago,
when
I
I was
used
a
to
kid.
drink at the bar at the National Orange Show.
And one of the biggest tips I ever got as a bartender.
Was get out of the business.
No. Actually, it was a $100 tip from at that event, this event.
That must
It
have
was-
been me that gave that to you then, huh?
Guy bought a whole bottle of amaretto, and I went over clear across the grounds to get this bottle of amaretto for him. Brought it back. It cost him $300.
Oh, really?
And I was like, I hate to even give him this try. I give $300. Okay, he gives it to me, and he goes, and keep this one for you as a full $100 bill. I'm like, woo! I was a good
So
mood for
the
that.
price of the amaretto is rated on the cost per shot.
Oh man, I can't even imagine.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but they were having a good time, and it was all for a good charity. Santa Claus Lane Incorporated is a great organization. They have these Christmas trees. They have like 30 trees they're going to auction off this
Right.
year. You can bid on them, or you can also buy chances. I think it's 21 chances for $20 or something like that.
Yeah.
And you might win a big Christmas tree already decorated, and these trees are decorated to the nines. So it is really cool.
I need a Christmas tree.
Yeah, we need another little Christmas tree around here too. Joe's going to get one in here, and we
I
have a
think
little
I've
one.
got one.
Somewhere around here. It disappeared into the background. We had a tree last year with a train around it. It was so neat. And this year, I can't find it anywhere. But we have a little tree out there so far representing. And, this may be the last Christmas ever in the Carousel Mall. So, we may have our own Kcaa Santa out here.
Okay.
I'm going to get the poor man to dress up as Santa and put him to work. You finally earned something.
And we get to sit on his lap? I don't think so.
What do you want, kid? No, he'd find a way to, screw that one up. Anyway, but, it's kind of melancholy. This has been such a big part of San Bernardino for so many, many, many years. And then, Danny, would you reach over there and see that nice picture with the bow on it over there? It says kindness on it, which is something that is a great part of the season. Kindness, compassion, loyalty. We have this great thing over here that Di Rice is doing. And we have this great big gift box in our window. And it's to bring kids to KCAA and get them some presents. It's by Music Changing Lives, our MCL, Music Changing Lives, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. That's what's changed around here, Jim.
Right,
We're now
I
on
saw that.
FM.
I listened to it.
Yeah. And, Music Changing Lives has an annual toy drive, and it's called Random Act of Kindness, and they're looking to deliver gifts to over 5,000 impoverished children in the Inland Empire this year. That's a big goal. We're here. We've got a collection box here. You can come down to Carousel Mall, 254. Help them all get in the spirit. Help bring more Christmas around here. We got some gifts starting to collect around here. This organization is mostly in need of gifts for teens. I can't read that, Di. You have to bring it into me. I'm blind. KCA is proud to announce that we are our drop-off location for Random Acts of Kindness. We're located again at 254 Carousel Mall in San Bernardino. Please come by and donate for over 5,000 children in the Inland Empire. And Di Rice would love to get you gifts. And today is Giving Tuesday. Yes. It's a national holiday called Giving Tuesday.
After Cyber Monday, if you've got anything left.
Give it away.
Yeah.
That's right, Giving Tuesday.
I made a donation this year to a buddy of mine, Bill Chamberlain, who works for a company that we won't mention, the car dealership that isn't on the air. But he is doing a golf marathon. He's playing 100 holes of golf.
Is this Walters?
No.
Which one is
Somebody-
this? Go ahead and
it's-
mention it.
What?
We can give
No.
one drop. Come on.
Let them buy their time.
God.
But I made a donation based
The Grinch who stole Karmas.
Absolutely. No, it was like $10 a hole to and he gets to play golf, and we get to write a check. But it was, everybody does something for the holidays.
Yeah.
This goes to the animals.
Oh, okay. Well, I tell you what, Di, we're going to take an early break so that we have a nonstop talk about the great native sons of the Golden West. I'm a little bit prejudiced on that one, but I'll say it. The great native sons of the Golden West. And we'll be talking about the Arrowhead Parlor and a whole lot of things, great things happening in San Bernardino right after we go to this break. On the Mark Live with Joe Lyons from the Lions Den, Mark Westwood, Danny Alcrez, special guest, and Jim Smith. We'll be right back after this. Take it away, Di.
You've been listening to On the Mark Live with Mark Westwood, a show about KCAA, the world, and you, with more to come in a moment.
And now it's time for another Support San Bernardino Spotlight.
Hi, my name is George Hahn. I am the Senior Minister at the Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. In the next few weeks, we would like to support San Bernardino by highlighting the outstanding things about our city. Today's program features Dennis Baxter from Habitat for Humanity.
Thank you, George. I'm very proud that Habitat for Humanity San Bernardino area has been serving the residents of the area since 1992, so that's 24 years of building homes and building hope. Each partner family participates in our own curriculum in the greater San Bernardino area that provides guidance and resources to a successful long-term experience as being a homeowner. We have financial literacy classes that they go through so they understand the difference between being a homeowner and being a renter. Our Brush with Kindness program helps out low-income folks with, simple chores around the house. And, of course, our Restore, located in Redlands, is a real part of our fundraising effort. So it's building homes, it's building hope. Folks can give us a call at 909-478-1176 or habitatsb.org.
This program was underwritten by Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. If you would like information about today's program, please contact me, Reverend George, by calling 909-883-7171. That's 909-883-7171.
Music Changing Lives, KCAA, and Daniel's Jewelers are working together to make Christmas brighter for thousands of children in the Inland Empire. Random Act of Kindness is a toy drive orchestrated by Music Changing Lives, and KCAA is a collection station. We will be collecting gifts until December 22nd, Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. If you bring by a gift for a child worth $15 or more, you'll get a $50 off coupon card from Daniel's Jewelers. Drop off your $15 donation at KCAA, located at 254 Carousel Mall in San Bernardino. For more information, call Di Rice, that's me, at 909-885-8502. Again, 909-885-8502. Music Changing Lives, Daniel's Jewelers, and KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. Thank you.
Wait for it. In the summer, spring, or fall, I love you, California.
You're the greatest
State of all. I love you, grand oceans, and I love your rugged shore. Okay, we better stop that, Jim.
I'm reminded of Humphrey Bogart in Casablanca when he said it's an interesting story told to the tune of a stand-up piano down in the hall.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep it going, Di. Keep that going, yeah. Yeah, KCA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. Mark Westwood on the mark with Joe Lyons. And in the studio today, we happen to surprise guest Danny Alcrez. And now to the main part of the show, the feature. Jim Smith, former KCAA staff member, is back with us. This time representing the native sons of the Golden West.
pleasure to be here, Mark.
Arrowhead Parlor, 110.
Right, in San Bernardino.
In San Bernardino, 2701 Del Rosa Avenue.
That's correct.
Well, we're playing this great song, which is a instrumental version of I Love You, California. We kind of sung it a little bit.
It's an incidental instrumental version.
Incidental instrumental. Okay, anyway, great song. It is the state official song.
That's correct.
And it's kind of a fun song. You've heard it in Jeep commercials?
Yeah.
You've heard it here and there. It's not open up your golden gates, as some people think of.
That would be San
California, here I
Francisco.
come. Yeah, this is the official state song. Okay, we can kind of...
Although the Mamas and the Papas had a California
Yes.
song, too.
So, with no further ado, for everybody who's wondering, you keep mentioning the native sons of the Golden West, found in
1875.
1875, been around a long time. It's a fraternal order, which now, by the way, also has women in it, because a fraternity can have men and women in it.
Absolutely. Just the reason is that when Rotary and Kiwanis were encouraged to bring women in because of their businesses, we came under the same edict as did the Rotary and Kiwanis and Lions, and also the Elks Lodge. Also have women. So that's just a change of our time.
Even though we say fraternal, it's now fraternity means women too. And in fact, our leader is a woman, Sherry.
That's right, Sherry Livingston.
Yes. And tell us a little bit about, I don't articulate it as well as you, Jim, because I've only been a member for just a little bit of a year now. In fact, my dues just came due. I got to pay my dues, yeah.
Yeah, leave a check.
Everybody's got to pay some dues.
That's right. I got to figure out where to swipe that debit card. Anyway, tell us a little bit about Native Sons of the Golden West for those people who are going, what is he talking about?
Well, it's interesting. When it was started, they had a parade in San Francisco celebrating the 99th anniversary of American independence, which was in 1875.
Wow.
So a Virginian actually assembled some native-born Californians to march in the parade. We were talking about parades today. They were in that parade in San Francisco. The next weekend, he invited all of the participants in the parade to come to his home. They met in his parlor, and that's where the Native Sons of the Golden West was started. That's why all of the they're all called parlors throughout the state of California. It's Arrowhead Parlor 110. That's the reason why it's Arrowhead Parlor number 110. What the Native Sons do is preserve the history of California. We do it in various ways, primarily by dedicating historical buildings and also recognizing some very important anniversaries that occur here locally. For example, the 100th anniversary in the city of Rialto. We present them a nice 18 by 24 plaque. Same thing in the city of Fontana was 100 years old. The National Orange Show was 100 years old. If you go down to their headquarters, you'll find that there's a very nice granite plaque outside their headquarters. Another organization that's 100 years old here in San Bernardino is Community Hospital. If you walk into Community Hospital on the west side, you'll see our plaque. And, of course, many, many times we dedicate new schools that are built. We had a gentleman by the name of Carl Passmore. He was a janitor for the San Bernardino City Unified School District. And this is back in the 40s and 50s. Anytime a school was built, he let us know, let the Native Sons know, and that was our
they were just at the new Congressman George Brown Elementary School not too long ago.
That's right, and in fact we just dedicated. We have Graciano Gomez is a member. Many of your listeners know Graciano.
Hispanic News.
He just turned 90 years old.
Wow, Graciano's 90
last
years old.
year.
Wow.
90 years old.
Wow.
The week of his 90th birthday, we dedicated his school.
That's great. Graciano's a great guy. I love Graciano.
A wonderful thing. So those are all wonderful things that we do locally. We have a major emphasis on children, primarily in grammar school, because as everyone knows, in the fourth grade, or everybody should know, if they went to school in California, that's when we celebrate or when they learn about California history. So we have an essay contest that we have for the students, and it's a statewide contest. And the winner wins over $1,000 if they win throughout the state of California. So that's really important to
the
bring
Native
the children.
Sons do a lot of great things. Cleft palates is another thing.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Another parlor does, but they're still Native Sons, and they rededicate plaques too. Danny, I don't know whether you know this or not, but there's been some plaques, for the copper and the brass or the metals, the precious metals that are made out of that have been kind of confiscated, stolen, I guess you'd have to say. And so native Californian sons are helping replace those, sometimes with stone instead of brass.
Granite. They're granite plaques, and they look very nice.
They won't get stolen that way.
And they don't get stolen because there's no incentive to take a granite plaque.
So this was founded in 1875, you said?
1875 in San Francisco. It was started here in San Bernardino in 1887.
Wow.
1887.
Been around a while.
When many of the organizations were started here in California. We have another parlor, Ramona Parlor 109. They were started 1 month before we were. They meet in San Gabriel right by the Mission. And if you ever go down to San Gabriel on a weekend, take your kids or your family down there, right across from the Mission, they have an historic museum of California history that is second to none in California. So if you want to find out more about California history, take your kids down to their museum. Very wonderful parlor, does a lot of good things. You mentioned cleft palate. Let me cover that, if I might. We support 3 hospitals throughout the state of California. UC Dental Clinic in San Francisco, Sutter Hospital in Sacramento. That's where I was born. In
Sutter Fort.
Yeah. Sutter. And then the third one in Southern California is St. John's Hospital in Santa Monica. Since 1951, we have donated to the clinics, not to the hospital, directly to the cleft palate clinic, over $5 million. Last August, we gave a check for $55,000 to St. John's Hospital. We do that on an annual basis, and we raise the money through the 75 parlors throughout the state of California. That's how many parlors we have in the state of California. We have a cleft palate march that we have at our state convention, and that's where many of these checks come in from all the parlors to amass well over $100,000. And of course, we have a perpetual fund that we work with. Also, we use the interest on that to augment the donations that we give to the different hospitals. We
do a lot of fundraising, and before we go to our second break, we're going to talk about a little bit about fireworks after the next one. And,
absolutely.
And how you guys helped maintain a great American tradition here in San Bernardino.
Thank
it's
you.
one of our main fundraisers, and hopefully a staple that'll stay around for a long, long time more. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some more fundraising
and Flag Day.
And
we'll
Flag
talk
Day.
about Flag Day.
Let's talk about Flag Day. Jim Smith in the studio, and Joe Lyons here. Mark Westwood on the Mark Live, and Danny Alcrez right here. We'll be right back with On the Mark Live after this.
You've been listening to On the Mark Live with Mark Westwood, a show about KCAA, the world, and you, with more to come in a moment.
Imagine that you're among the 4 out of 5 people who received help paying for quality health coverage through Covered California at the lowest possible cost. Imagine seeing a doctor for everyday aches and pains, unexpected emergencies, and preventative care. Imagine receiving help finding a health plan that's absolutely right for you and your family. Imagine not having to imagine.
Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care. Visit CoveredCA.com to find free, local, in-person help or enroll online by December 15th to have coverage by January 1st.
And now it's time for another Support San Bernardino Spotlight.
Hi, my name is George Hahn. I am the Senior Minister at the Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. In the next few weeks, we would like to support San Bernardino by highlighting the outstanding things about our city. Today's program features Reverend Irma Forward.
We are the Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire, teaching science of mind, a spiritual philosophy which empowers the individual to express creatively and to live a successful life. We practice affirmative prayer based on the teachings of Ernest Holmes. Sunday services begin at 10 a.m. During the week, we offer classes as an adjunct to Sunday services. These classes present a basic idea for successful living. On Saturday Friday, December 5th, there is a family Christmas concert featuring renowned guitarist Rob Reynolds and family. On December 21st, there is a candlelight service with traditional holiday music. Julie Edwards Matanga will lead the Christmas bells. We look forward to serving you and meeting your spiritual needs.
Thank you, Reverend Irma. This program was underwritten by Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. If you would like information about today's program, please contact me, Reverend George, by calling 909-883-7171. That's 909-883-7171.
If you're a business owner, retiree, or you are about to retire, then you can't afford to miss an episode of Safe Money Talk with Rick Lee Wag. Safe Money Talk is the show that bypasses the hype and hysteria and gives you the straight talk about threats to your life savings and how to build your fortress against threats such as higher taxes, inflation, and healthcare costs. Every Tuesday night from 6 to 7, author and financial expert Rick Lee Wag will discuss the issues that have the potential to impact your retirement and business income. Starting at 6 p.m. only on Kcaa.
KCAA 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, on the mark from the Lion's Den and the native sons of the Golden West. Arrowhead Parlor 110. I'm Mark Westwood.
The tinkly piano in the parlor.
That's right.
Which had nothing to do with their parlors. It's what they were talking about.
That's what we need, brother. We need a good piano player in our parlor to really liven things up at the meetings. All right, Di.
Yes.
KCAA, 1050 AM. And we're continuing on about a discussion about a great organization, a fraternal organization. Danny Alcaraz asked, is it a nonprofit? Well, yes, it is.
Yes, a 501(c). Absolutely.
Absolutely.
501(c)(3).
Three.
Everybody gets it wrong, don't worry.
Yeah, 501(c)(3).
C3.
3.
Right,
Okay.
it's like C3PO.
Okay,
Right,
anyway.
Well, what
Nothing.
we were talking about dedications. I
Right,
want
we're talking about fundraising.
to basically share one of the dedications. It's an interesting story. I was the state president in 1980, and we had that's when we celebrated Mission Day on a yearly basis. It was a mandatory holiday at that time, and I want to basically discuss that briefly in this interview. So what happened is that I had invited Larry Burgess, who many people know Larry Burgess. He was at the Smiley Library in Redlands for years. Tremendous historian, not born in California, but I asked him to be my keynote speaker. So I developed that relationship. This was in 1980, so over 30 years and what have you. So I contacted Larry. I said, gee, I noticed that the University of Redlands is 100 years old, and the Native Sons would be more than happy to present them an 18 by 24 bronze plaque in recognition of their anniversary. And he said, he waited just for a moment. He said, Jim, I don't think that's a problem. I said, well, why not? It's because my wife is chairman of the centennial celebration. So that just shows you the relationship that we have.
Good to have
here.
friends in strong places.
Right. So I just wanted to share that story.
That is great. And we were talking, I mentioned fireworks, right, before the break. And,
yes.
This is something, being a nonprofit, and they do a lot of charity work, and they have to have money to support themselves and everything else. So they do fundraisers. And one of the biggest fundraisers they do throughout the year is fireworks. And tell us about that a little bit. We almost lost that privilege this past year.
Well, we almost lose it every year, but we don't.
Well, so we're starting to lobby already again.
Well, we're talking to some people, and we've actually sold fireworks for 39 years.
Safe and sane fireworks.
Safe and sane fireworks, absolutely. And we sell it right there in our parking lot.
Right.
So actually, the fireworks people pay us $1,000 to use that parking lot.
And then you have to pay the city a bunch of money too.
Well, we pay them not a whole bunch. Yeah. It's about 8.25%. That's the sales tax. Okay, they get the sales tax, and that's important. But the key and the key is that if they didn't have the fireworks booths out there, they wouldn't generate, and they generate close to $100,000 citywide to pay for police, to pay for fire, to pay for education for the public, okay? They finally opened their eyes up last year to realize, well, if we didn't sell safe and sane fireworks,
Underscore
we
safe
wouldn't,
and sane, because they're safe and sane.
right? They can't go up in the air,
Right.
okay? Then they wouldn't have that $100,000 to pay for all the police and fire to not only regulate legal fireworks, but illegal fireworks, which is really the main concern that they have. So it's just a matter of education.
And you're making the legal fireworks, the safe and sane fireworks, available to the public. So those are the ones they'll use instead of some invention or something, that we don't want here. So
Right.
that's a very
The
big
illegal
service.
fireworks will continue on if we don't sell the safe and sane fireworks. So.
Right.
But we build up, and we don't raise, we raise probably about $8,000 a year, and 90% of that goes back to the city. Okay, we don't use it to pay salaries or anything like that. That's dedicated to go back into the city of San Bernardino. So it's a win-win situation.
Through charitable contributions.
Right.
Not to the city of San Bernardino, but to people
to
in the
charitable.
city of San Bernardino.
That's true.
Through charitable contributions.
Like our
yeah.
fourth grade essay contests and things that are local here in
right.
San Bernardino.
And everything costs money to participate in parades. You got a little bit of expense there. We recently got a covered wagon that's almost done being refurbished.
It is. In fact, there's an outside chance that we might enter that wagon in the parade on Saturday.
That would be great.
But it's just a matter of time.
Tell a little bit of the story about that wagon a little bit.
Well, it's a Studebaker wagon. I don't know all the particulars, but it's an old wagon.
The kind you see like in Wagon Trail, Joe, or a Conestoga wagon,
Absolutely.
With the big barrel over the top and the cloth that goes over it. And they completely reconditioned it. The wheels and everything are genuine, authentic. It's not, rubber tires from Goodyear.
That's right. Well, and the brothers, the members of our parlor raised over $6,000 to have that done, and so it's done by a professional, and it's just about ready to go out. We don't, for many years, as you had indicated, we are at 2701 Del Rosa Avenue, which is just south of the 210 freeway. For many decades, we had the covered wagon outside. Okay, can't do that now because it's been refurbished, so we have it in our garage. But we do bring it out for special occasions, like in the fireworks stand. We have it out to be on display, and we'll have it in some parades.
Yeah, and if you go there, 2701 North Del Rosa, you get off on Del Rosa exit. It's right there. You can't miss it. The Native Sons of the Golden West, they have a cannon there?
We have a cannon, right. That was dedicated in 1980. That cannon came from Fort Moore in Los Angeles, was brought out to San Bernardino, was in the Pioneer Park area down there where the Feldheim Library is.
I used to play on that cannon as a kid because I went to St. Bernardine's Catholic Church.
Oh, okay.
And as a kid, I would walk home from CCD on Sunday, and I had to walk through that park. And they still had the big municipal auditorium there, not Feldheim Library. And they had, these different memorials and things. And one of them was that cannon, which I just had so much fun playing on that cannon as a kid. So now once in a while I go, to the parlor and I just play on the cannon. No, I'm just kidding. But
no, we preserve the history of California by bringing that up there and dedicating it. So that cannon will always be here in San Bernardino.
Is that a real cannon?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you might have remembered it. Have you ever played in 5th Street or at the park there on 6th and F Street?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And there was a cannon there, and it was mounted on cannonballs.
Oh, I remember.
And mortar. That's just the way it is over there. Over there at the Native Sons of the Golden West. It's right over there, and it got moved over.
I wonder if it still shoots.
Oh, no. I doubt that, seriously. But that got moved over. I remember when that got moved over about... I think it was about 1979, 1980. Was that right?
Right, 1980. That's when it was dedicated. When I was state president. One thing I want to talk about briefly is one of the main reasons that the Native Sons were started is to preserve the observance of Admission Day. Okay, Admission Day is September the 9th, 1850. Okay, let me tell you a little bit of history of that. For many years, probably all of us here present celebrated celebrated Admission Day when we were in school in California. What happened in 1984, now that is almost, well, it's over 30 years ago. What happened in Los Angeles in 1984?
Olympics.
The Olympics, right? Okay.
In fact, my friend Chris Robles, if I didn't say this, Chris would kill me. He was the Olympic parrot, or eagle rather.
Oh, okay.
He was the actual elite. He was the eagle in the Olympics, the official one. Yeah.
He was an eagle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
no, that's fine. There was a state senator by the name of David Roberte who sponsored some legislation that made it easier to actually go to the Olympics by having businesses have scattered schedules, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Well, what he did, though, is put a rider on the bill. I think if anybody that's familiar with legislation, the rider was to change the observance of Admission Day from mandatory to permissive, okay? Right after that passed, California has not officially celebrated Admission Day. The only organization that still observes Admission Day, September 9th, is the Native Sons of the Golden West.
Well, I'm for holidays. I always love holidays, especially paid ones. But
yeah,
I like holidays. This is an important holiday to remember. If I remember, Governor Figueroa was the very first governor, and the people of California that were residents here before it was a state had an election to become admitted into the state of California. It was actually part of a whole great big western portion of the United States that was purchased called Alta California that included Baja California. And we gave Baja California back for whatever reason. And then Alta California became places like Colorado and Arizona, New Mexico, Arizona, am I leaving a state? Idaho, Montana, all those states were Alta California to begin with.
Right.
And then they broke off. But California was incorporated in 1850 into the United States.
Not coincidentally, about the same time they discovered gold at Sutter's Mill, which made California very important to the United States.
Yeah, exactly. And then Sutter's Fort up there in Sacramento and Sutter's Mill and all that. We just talked about that earlier.
Sure.
All of those stuff. But the Native Sons of the Golden West has been around almost that entire time.
Absolutely.
It isn't not like, somebody in 1970 decided, let's start the Native Sons of the Golden West. The Native Sons of the Golden West is really a native organization to California.
Right. Well, we feel that the reason that we strongly encourage native-born Californians to join is we feel that they will preserve the history of California more than all due respect to Joe, people that were born in Cleveland.
Us carpetbaggers.
Don't get us started on the football game last night.
Interloper. 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Kill me.
Well, Californians would never do that.
One of the other important things that just happened just a couple weeks ago, you saw it in the newspaper, San Bernardino High School, which is the oldest high school in San Bernardino County.
1850 Northeast Street, San Bernardino.
Right. They celebrated their 100th anniversary at that location. Wow. Now, they actually started at Sturgis, which is further down, but when they grew, they had to move to a larger facility. So the Native Sons were presented a very nice marker. It's not a plaque, but it's a marker. You've seen these historic markers in the city of San Bernardino. Yep. Now they have their own marker. That's going to probably be assembled within the next couple weeks. So everybody driving up and down East Street, cruising East Street, will see San Bernardino High School started 100 years ago. So we're very proud that we can be part of that.
All hail SBI, all hail to thee. That's my alma mater.
Mine also.
Honored by many, cherished by...
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, we can sing that one too. But
yeah,
that'll be for another day, right?
Another day. Cardinal City. Yeah, that's a great high school and still remains a great high school as far as I'm concerned.
It is. Very good. Very good.
A lot of history, ain't it? A lot of history.
I wanted to indicate how strong the Native Sons are here in Southern California. We're the largest parlor in Southern California. We have close to 300 members. We're the fourth largest in California. So we're a very vital organization that tries to put people together, and it's almost like a rallying cry with the bankruptcy we're going. Our membership has stayed very constant.
Well, the city of San Bernardino is going through a bankruptcy, is what you're alluding to.
Yeah.
Not
the Native Sons. No,
Yeah.
no, we're very, very physically well
City
done.
of San Bernardino, founded in 1897, I believe, incorporated. And, it's only been in bankruptcy for 1 year, maybe two years, but
once every 100 years.
Once every 100 years. I think we're having a pretty good track record.
I think we're doing very well.
Yeah. Soon to be out of bankruptcy, hopefully. Soon to be out of bankruptcy and moving on. And Native Sons has helped over this period in a difficult time in the city of San Bernardino keep kind of a polish, kind of a resilience and a remembrance that, we're a strong group of people and we will survive. And San Bernardino will. And it's still going to be an all-American city.
Absolutely. 1977.
May look different. It may be different looking, but it's still going to be an all-American city. And, San Bernardino is a great, great city. So upcoming events with the Native Sons of the Golden West.
Well, tomorrow night we're going to be initiated 5 new members into the Native Sons of the Golden West, and we're going to have a little party for the members.
Tom and Jerry's.
Some of the new members that are going to be coming in tomorrow night are Alan Key, who's Dr. Key is a principal of Indian Springs High School, will be dedicating his school on the 9th of this month.
San Bernardino's newest high school.
Right. And
Indian
it's going
Springs.
to be at 2:45. It's open to the public if you want to come down. Kcaa can cover it if you want. 2:45 on the 9th, which is a Wednesday, 9th of December, 6th in Del Rosa. So we're very excited that we are given the opportunity to dedicate that.
A great big new high school
right
up there. It's actually been there for about a year or so, but
actually a couple years.
Couple years now,
Yeah.
but it's a beautiful campus because by state law, any high school has to be built equal with the other high schools. They built it with the first day. It had beautiful auditorium, football field, beautiful facilities. All has to be equal, the same as San Bernardino High School has, San Gregorio High School has, Pacific High School has. Let me name the other high schools here. It's going
San Gregorio.
Yeah, we got San Gregorio, Pacific, Cajon.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of high schools here. I think there's a total of 8 high schools now here in town.
Well, there's 11, but some are just
alternative high
schools. Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's one thing we do too. We offer scholarships to we choose 2 high schools a year to give scholarships to. So that's part of our.
So say that date again. It's December the 9th.
September the 9th at 2:45.
December.
Oh, December. I meant December.
I
You
did
know,
that
as
last
the
week,
years
yeah.
go by. December the 9th, a
yeah.
week from tomorrow. December the 9th at 2:45, Indian Springs High School will be dedicated.
I wonder if they have a fight song like we do, or an alma mater,
like
San Bernardino High School has.
Yeah,
the original, the best.
Right.
Oh, anyway.
So it's all about tradition.
That's right.
About keeping the fabric. That's what the Native Sons is all about.
And Danny, you've got some great traditions over on the west side too.
Yes.
And Danny is a business proprietor over there.
Yes.
And he's has a show here at 4:00 on Sunday afternoons, and does a great job with all that's been around here for a number of years. And there's great stuff on the west side too. Meatla's Cafe is a great meeting place, community meeting place where you can go, sit down, and just start talking to people. And you would never know who was going to pop in there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And like the Native Sons of the Golden West has some very distinguished members.
Well, yes, we have 35 of our public elected officials are members. We have 4 of the 5 supervisors are now members. Mm-hmm. Janice Rutherford, James Ramos.
Janice Rutherford, by the way, we mentioned is your mother. No, your daughter-in-law.
My daughter.
Daughter-in-law.
Stepdaughter.
Yeah. Stepdaughter.
I'm married to her mother.
Married to her mother. Let's get that right. That's right. Let's get that right.
Okay.
And pretty lucky, by the way, at the Thanksgiving dinner. I got to tell you, she was pretty lucky. She just took all the prizes home.
Absolutely.
Including the one I wanted. But anyway. No.
So we have James Ramos. And by the way, I want to talk about Indian Springs. The tribe had a tremendous financial contribution to that high school. So
San Manuel
they'll be
Tribe of Mission
represented
Indians.
then. Yeah, that's a great partnership. In fact, I heard that they just gave a $3 million grant to Aquinas High School. to build a performing arts building on that campus. So,
fantastic.
it's just a matter of partnership. That's what the city of San Bernardino was. It's still strong. We've got some wonderful things that we're proud of. We have that wonderful court building, for example.
Brand new. Oh, if you haven't seen that, the view from that building, the brand new building there, you go up the top of the 11th or 12th floor up there, and you look out those windows, you can just see forever. That's right. It's beautiful. We live in a beautiful place, a beautiful valley, and a beautiful state, and just a great place to live. And if people want to join the Native Sons of the Golden West, if you are California born, or like me, if you are the son of a military man who was stationed somewhere else but had a permanent residence here in California, you can be a member of the Native Sons of the Golden West.
That's true.
And tell people if they're interested in joining this tradition, how they do it.
Well, let me give you our website, which is the most important place to learn more about the Native Sons. It's nsgw.org. Native Sons of the Golden West, nsgw.org. That'll tell you everything about the organization. You can actually join on that website if you would like. Or you could contact me personally. I'm the membership chairman. My name is Jim Smith, and I can be reached at area code 909-915-4785. That's 909-915-4785. Or my email is PGP, that stands for Past Grand President, PGP _ jsmith@hotmail.com.
And by the way, if you can't remember all that and you're driving down the road, you don't want to drive off the road, just call Kcaa, and we'll give you that information. Very, very, very simple. I'll have it here, and I do have it here, and I'll do that. It's a great group of people, I got to tell you. As a member, as somebody who's participated, they know how to eat. Food is always, always really good. There's a bar there. And coming up tomorrow with their meeting, which is a meeting for members. You have to be a member to attend the meeting. But they'll have Tom and Jerry's. I'm just telling you kind of the things that kind of go on there. The food, the parades, the charity, what they say is friendship, loyalty, and charity.
That's correct.
And that's what the Native Sons of the Golden West is about. It's about remembering your past and honoring those who you're in the present with, and helping to build a future together. I think it kind of sums it up. Another event coming up in January, they have a statewide meet.
Yes, they have a Discovery of Gold banquet up in Oroville.
Oroville, that's right.
That we'll be attending.
The 22nd of January. And you can attend that as a member. They've got some really, really good things that as you become a member, you learn about California, and you learn various different lessons and things like that. There's no hazing, anything like that to join the fraternity. It's always very nice.
Do you have any fining?
Do we? No, we don't find our members.
Okay,
no.
that's good.
In fact, we don't even charge for drinks there. If you come by and want a drink or something,
you're letting him know there's free Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, there is free drinks. So
we have door prizes that you can buy tickets for, and then Jim's wife will win them all. But
no, they're called opportunity drawings.
Opportunity drawings.
Please understand.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. And there's some great people that are members of that organization. We talked about James Ramos. We've got a mayor or two.
Mayor, all the mayors belong. Mayor Davis belongs. Mayor Robertson in Rialto. Aquanetta Warren. Mayor
Congressman Pete Aguilar.
Congressman Pete Aguilar. De La Rosa. Richard De La Rosa in Colton. They all belong to the Native Sons, along with, of course, Pete Aguilar, Mike Morrell, Mark Steinorth. All those people belong to the organization.
My buddy Tim Prince, Carol Robb.
Prince, right.
Lots of great people belong to the Native Sons of the Golden West. Jerry Devlin. I really enjoy Jerry Devlin. He's a great guy. The current leader of the parlor is Sherry and
Livingston.
Trying to remember that. And we've got the Andersons. And
right.
And don't let me leave anybody out here. I'll be in trouble when I get back to the lodge. They'll invent fining if I do this.
Yeah, right. just for you.
The Andersons are very involved. Right. Absolutely. Generations to go back.
And really good cooks.
Yes.
And really good cooks. So
good.
Yeah.
Well, I know you like the food, so that's good.
Barbara Is there?
Well, she's a widow of one of our past state presidents. Richard Kimball was one of our state presidents. He was the editorial writer for the Sun for many years.
Richard Kimball from the Sun newspaper.
He passed away unfortunately about 5 years ago.
Yeah. So there's so many great people there, do so much great work. We've just got a couple minutes left. I give some announcements to people. Once again, join Kcaa in the Winter Wonderland and Christmas Parade, December 5th, Paris Hill Park, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. There'll be classic cars. There's a snow hill to sleds down, fun activities, live entertainment, the YMCA Jubilee, cookies, gifts, and Danny?
December 12th and 13th from 11 to 6.
11 to 6?
11 to 6 Saturday and Sunday.
That's tamales?
Yep, tamale. International San Bernardino Tamale Festival.
And where's it taking place at?
Paris Hill Park.
Paris Hill Park, same place?
Same place.
Same bat channel, as they say.
Yep. Meanwhile, in Rialto, down Riverside Avenue, is the Rialto Christmas Parade this Saturday morning. I will see you there. And, of course, as we mentioned earlier, the night before Christmas, which is actually like two or 3 weeks before Christmas, Friends of Santa Claus Incorporated having their big celebration over at the National Orange Show. We will be there Friday night at Table 31.
Table 31, yes.
Yeah,
Santa
so
Claus
if the
Lane.
silverware from Table 32 is missing, be sure to check with Mark.
And thank you.
Thank you. One of our wonderful members is Virginia Marquez, by the way,
Virginia
of the
Marquez.
West Side, a city councilman. Yeah. She does a lot of work here locally.
Yes, thank you, Jim Smith, for joining us today and helping inform people about the great organization, Native Sons of the Golden West, nativesonsnsgw.org.
That's right, nsgw.org or area code 909-915-4785.
And if you're listening to this program, you want to hear it again, kcaaradio.com. Click on Tuesday, 3 p.m. The podcast will be right there. Also, Ustream, KCA TV. You'll find us there. Thank you, Di Rice. Thank you, everybody. And have a great week. And let's get into Christmas. Love, peace, joy, happiness, friendship, charity, and loyalty.
Thank you for listening to On the Mark Live, hosted by Mark Westwood, a weekly show about this station, hot topics, local motion, and the world around us.
This is 1050 AM KCAA Loma Linda.
CNBC Radio. Sales of cars, pickups, and SUVs are on pace for their best year in a decade and a half, following blowout sales in November, helped by generous Black Friday incentives and low gas prices. The industry on track to sell 18